Hey everyone, this is Jade, hostess of Erotic Talk Radio.
And I'm Real, host of It's Real Talk Radio.
And we are here in the green room with Jade and Tay. We about to chop it up. It's about to be on, huh?
Yeah, kick that actual factual.
So tonight we're going to be talking
right there.
that old school. That's what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Way back. That's way back. But we're going to be talking about, is marriage overrated? And so I want y'all to think about that when y'all are listening to what we're talking about this evening. So, Tay, let me just ask you, do you think that marriage is overrated?
So I think it definitely can be. I think it definitely can be overrated because we, especially here in America, like, we have this perception, this public perception of, like, you have to be, married for it to be, like, the real deal, like, legit, like, respected, accepted, and respected. You know what I mean? And, whether it's for religious reasons or political reasons, you kind of it's just programmed in your mind. Like, if you don't do it this way, you aren't doing it right, especially if you end up having kids. And so you kind of sometimes, because of society's the pressure of society, if you want to be a person that's kind of like looked at as someone who is doing it by the book, it's like sometimes it pressures people into, like, they might not even necessarily be ready for it, but it only is right and accepted by people's family and society and all that. They do it, and then things come crashing down, and now you're about to have to go to court for a stupid divorce. You know what I mean? And it's like, why can't a loving relationship, a loving monogamous relationship be, like, good enough, So
right.
I think it definitely can be overrated.
Wow, interesting. I think it's to each his own, though. I think that it's one of those, it's not for everybody. Some people, and then I feel like then there's that some people may get into the wrong relationship. They deal with someone and they think this is it, we're good, and things don't work out. The marriage doesn't work out. And so I feel like, is that a reason to consider not ever getting married ever again, the experience? Like, what if you find Miss Right or Mrs. Right, potentially Mrs. Right, and you're saying, nah, because I had the worst experience with marriage and being married to someone, I just would not do it again. I mean, do you think that there's a chance that you could miss the opportunity of spending the rest of your life with the right person that fits for you?
Yeah, I mean, so me personally, right, like, I personally don't have a real interest in getting married. Yeah, I was married before. It did not work out. I don't have an interest in marrying again. However, I would not, use that bad experience to, just tarnish a potential great relationship with the right person. But just because we have great compatibility and a great connection and bond does not mean we need to get married. Me, myself, I always told myself, I'm going to get married. One time, if it don't work out, it don't work out. I don't want to be one of those people that was married 2-3 times. Like, I'm not with it. But that's just me personally. You know what I mean? And I think about the pressures that people are under, especially women, because it really falls so, it seems as though society really puts pressure more so on the woman because you look bad if you got 5 kids by 3 baby fathers and, 3 ex-husbands, got kids by each one. They all got different last names. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a lot of pressure. And after the first failed one, it's a lot to think about to try to invest into that, especially if you had to go to court, spousal support, custody battles, like all types of stuff that you got to deal with. When you're not married, it's a lot more simple, like to part ways.
I feel you. It's a problem for me too that people can, and for those that's listening in, I mean, think about it. It's that thing that you can get married overnight. It's nothing to get married, but it just takes forever for it to be finalized. When you decide that I just don't want to deal with this no more, I need a divorce. It takes forever, and you got to go through a lot of hoops and different things in order for it to be official separation, where then they will say, okay, now you can get your divorce. So it is a lot, and I do understand that and appreciate what you're saying. But I do feel like there are circumstances where you just made the wrong decision. Or you may have been young, and you may have been like, oh, this is the one.
No, that wasn't my
situation.
I wasn't young.
Yeah. But I'm saying for some people, it's just like different circumstances that they say, what, I'm more mature, my idea of, and the responsible decisions that are made, or the careful decisions, should I say, that are made more clear and effective when you are older than when you are younger. Because when you're younger, you do knee-jerk reaction kind of shit. Let's be real. That's what happens when we're younger. So some people are, even in their early 20s, if they get married, sometimes it's a knee-jerk kind of reaction. Sometimes we feel that it's right. Women, we look at our age and we're like, okay, whether we're in our mid-20s, late 20s, and we're like, all of a sudden we're getting married, or we get married in our early 20s, and we're thinking, this is right, this is how it's supposed to be done, because all of the things that you see before you of women who, like Tay said earlier, who have had different baby daddies or been married multiple times, or not even married at all, and have all these different baby fathers. And so then someone presents something to them and say, hey, let's get married, and they jump on the bandwagon like immediately. Because for some of us, when someone says it, we're like, oh, he really does love me, he really does care, and all that good yummy stuff, because we are thinking that you love me enough to ask me to marry you, to be with you for the rest of our life. And I just feel like sometimes people take marriage for granted. It is not looked at from the sacred point of view that it once was looked at centuries ago, years ago, back when our great-grandparents and our ancestors were married. They valued the marriage more than we do today. Because some people get married and get a divorce like at a spur of the moment. So
it's really supposed to be till death do you part, right?
Yes.
It's crazy that so many divorces, and you're not even really supposed to get married a second time if you think about it. You know what I mean? Like, what does a second marriage mean?
Like
what does a second marriage even mean? It's crazy.
Right. I don't know, because I feel like some people do have success in, I've been with my husband we've been married for 18 years.
I was waiting for you to say that. Let the record state that Jade is happily married.
I am, because we've been married for 18 years, but we've been together for 23 years, going on 24. So it's really a lengthy time to be with a person. The thing that gets me though is, like I said, some people, they get in arguments. Like, marriage is work. So some people get in arguments, and because they have they're holding grudges on each other or whatever, they decide, I want to get a divorce. This isn't working for me. And they don't put forth the effort. It's different things that I look at, because I don't want people to say, oh, but my marriage was this and this is why it didn't work. Okay, for everybody, the circumstances is different. Tay's circumstances was different than what I would call the ultimate person who does not fight for their marriage, or because some situations you have to let go. Some situations is like, yeah, that shit is not for me. It's not working, and I just don't have the patience, the time, or whatever to deal with whatever it is that you're dealing with that you don't want to resolve for us. So it's time to walk away. So there are different circumstances for different situations. But there are some circumstances where people are getting divorced prematurely in their relationship and not giving it a chance or a fight. That's just what I want to throw out there. So that's just me. Did you have anything that you wanted to add to that, Brother Tay? Because we're about to wrap it up.
Yeah, I would just say, hey, man, if you go, don't get married unless you are 100,000% sure this is really what you want to do. Like, don't let society or your family or friends pressure you. Like, only do it if you really, really want to do it. And if you have a strong doubt in your mind, don't do it. It is, in my opinion, it's definitely overrated. You can still be in a happy monogamous relationship without those government papers.
You can be. But let me just put this out here too, real quick. And I'm just throwing this out here real quick because we do gotta go. But here's another thing is you have to also realize, because a lot of people will say this and this is bullshit to me. You have to realize when you are getting married, it is not just you two getting married. You are getting married to the baggage that comes along in that relationship, that each other is bringing into that relationship. Family, extra kids, or whatever else is going on, exes or whatever, baby daddies, baby mamas. You are dealing with all of that. You are being married to end with all of that. Remember that, because some people will walk into a relationship and say, it is us. I'm marrying you. I'm not marrying your mother. I'm not marrying this person. I'm not marrying that person. And then their relationship gets screwed up and they get a divorce. Why? Not because of what each other is going through so much. It's more on the outside. Everybody else who is putting their nose in the business, or family is getting involved. I've seen people who get a divorce because they're in a interracial relationship. And all of a sudden, they realize that the other family members are prejudiced. And so they say, Jade, I walked away from that because this also was included in that, and I didn't know that came with that. There was other things going on that was frustrating to me. So you have a lot of things that goes on in a relationship that you have to be willing to say, I am going to fight for this. There's nobody, I'm not dealing with anybody else, and I don't care what anybody else thinks. But your partner your spouse has to also feel the same way. I just wanted to throw that out there, too, because if you're going to fight for
That's a great point,
you have
Jade.
to fight. Yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. So.
Well said.
But, yeah, we're getting ready to get out of here. I just wanted to say that. Tay, what do you have going on your show on tomorrow, Tuesday?
Right, which the way we do it, when we drop it on the tube, it actually will be Tuesday, so you might as well say the day. But it's Real Talk Radio for today, and it's at the 12 o'clock, actually, so it really technically is Tuesday.
Technically it's today.
Right. We have, what would happen if a black police officer killed a KKK member? And the motivation behind that is, we see these officers, especially white officers, get away with killing unarmed black men, right? So what would happen if the tables were turned? But not just any white man, but a KKK member by a black officer. Same way, unarmed, hands up, don't shoot, all of that. What would come of that? Obviously, the KKK will rally, but what would white America do? How would they handle that? And that's what we're going to be dissecting for It's Real Talk Radio. And what do you got
All
going on with Erotic Talk Radio, Jade, for Thursday?
we're going to be talking about, can you love more than one? The pros and cons of being in an open relationship.
Looking forward to that.
All right. So, yeah, we are getting ready to get out of here.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Got to remember the links to these shows, both shows, Erotic Talk Radio and It's Real Talk Radio, will be in the description. Like, make sure, if you're listening right now, make sure you scroll and look in the description, and you'll see the show links for our shows for this week, so you'll know exactly how to tune in. And, the call-in number, first of all, It's Real Talk Radio airs at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time and on Tuesday nights, every Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And the call-in number is 347-838-9540. You can just listen in on the line if you want to listen by phone. And if you want to listen on a computer online, you just click the link that'll be in the description, And for the shows that we take callers, you just press 1 if you want to speak, and we'll get you on air if it's one of those discussions where we're including the callers as well. So keep that in mind.
Absolutely. You can check us out Thursday on Erotic Talk Radio at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can call us at 718-766-4008 and hit option 1 if you want to get in on the topic or if you have a question pertaining to the topic that we are discussing that evening. So that is how you will check us out. Or you can check us out in the chat room at blogtalkradio.com/Erotic Talk Radio. Yes. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the page. Thanks so much for listening in. Good night.
Peace.